What's up, A to Z Sports Live halftime, Titan halftime show, Titan game day live. My goodness, what a first half. 17-3. The Titans are up on the Chicago Bears, trying to throw the cold water in the face of the NFL on Caleb Williams' debut. And it looks like that is exactly what is happening. Welcome in A to Z Sports Titan game day live with the halftime show. I'm Austin Stanley with newly added host here on A to Z Sports Nashville, Easton Freeze, to break down in a quick 10 to 12 minute halftime show how the Titans have gotten up 17-3. So somebody check on Sam in the press box is what Eric says on YouTube. I'm sure. Look,
did he have the Bears in this one? I forget.
It's just 30 minutes. There's a whole second half to go. Everybody keep their powder dry, as Dave McGinnis would say right now, probably on Titans Radio. We're going to dive into this first half reaction, but real quick, do want to thank our great partners of Titan Game Day Live. First, going to give a shout out to X Golf Nashville and also now in Murfreesboro, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. X Golf, play, train, and entertain. Book your bay right now at playxgolf.com. BetMGM, log in today and get your Pro Football Boost Pack to acquire tokens for more winnings. BetMGM is an official partner of the Tennessee Titans. And TDOT, be part of the solution to end littering and make sure nobody trashes Tennessee, especially on game day. Visit nobodytrashestennessee.com. Easton, my goodness, this is going to be an insane halftime show because the Tennessee Titans are up 17-3 on the Bears. Will Levis, 9-15, 67 yards in the first half. He did have an incredible touchdown throw, but really more of a catch by Chiga Okonkwo, who had a 17-yard touchdown catch, his only catch of the day. Tony Pollard, 9 carries for 64 yards and a 26-yard touchdown run. And then how about a designed run by Will Levis as well that went for 15 yards? But the story of it being the Titans defense getting after Caleb Williams and this Bears offense. 53 yards passing, an average of 3.8 yards per attempt by Caleb Williams, sacked once for 19 yards. And the Bears have 8 carries for just 16 yards on the ground. Not much is happening outside the return game for Chicago.
Yes.
That's about it. So Easton,
I Craig Aukerman, man, get him out of here.
Pretty incredible first half. I'll let you go ahead and jump in here on your initial reaction.
Well. Feels a lot like 2019. Where my A to Z pregame show listeners at? We talked about this before the game. And listen, the Titans were only up 12-6 at halftime in that game, leading 17-3 in this one. They have been about as good as I think you could ask them to be. We talked in the pregame about how this may be a cold water on the coronation of the Bears moment for fans around the league and the national media. Like you said, a lot of football left to play, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But a fantastic start for really both sides of the ball. You and I were talking before we went live. Those first 2 Titans drives, a lot of jitters. I think maybe is there any chance they were letting Mike Vrabel call last couple plays?
Yeah, that was my take. Is the first 6
down handoffs
were fake. Like that is not at all what this Titans offense looked like in the preseason. It wasn't at all what I expected them to do. Running on first down to gain 1 yard, not much after that, and punting 3 and outs. Right. So, but since then you start to see creativity. I mean, you wrote the article on AtoZSports.com late Thursday night on why the Titans were already proven right by the Ravens to let Derrick Henry walk. Well, what they've been doing with Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears in this game is proving them right for letting Derrick Henry walk themselves.
I had 3 different people text me in the game, and the gist of it was, I love Derrick Henry, legend, Hall of Famer. It's nice to have somebody that is a dual threat running back now on the team.
Absolutely. Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. Look, Pollard's got 64 yards rushing on 9 carries, including that 26-yard touchdown. He's got 2 catches for 4 yards. Tajay has just 2 catches for 7 yards. I could use another 9 yards receiving for Tajay right there. But also Tajay's got 4 carries for 21 yards too. So you're seeing how they're being used on the field at the same time. I saw somebody who's Chef Ran might have been in the chat saying of how nice all of this different pre-snap motion. How many different players have the Titans sent from wide left or wide right pre-snap behind Levis and the running back? I've noted it's Treylon Burks, it's Calvin Ridley, and Tony Pollard have all run that motion. And they've got so many different things to come off of this. They are truly setting up an offensive game plan to where you don't know what's going to hit next, because they did that motion and they've thrown out of it, they've run out of it, and that's where the Will Levis 15-yard carry came from on a zone read with that motion behind him too. I mean, this is a different offense. It started slow. It looked like Levis had a little bit of a jitters, missing his first two wide and maybe a little too amped up, but he really settled in. And I thought that throw on third down to Calvin Ridley, 22 yards on third and long, opened up everything and gave.
Hey, how about the pocket on that throw? I mean, you could have put down a California King bed there in the middle. The Titans offensive line, again, started really rough, especially in the run game. They settled in really well, both pass and run. I think it's been really impressive. I had other people texting me saying, man, this Bill Callahan cat, they weren't kidding. Really good. And I'm like, yes, he's very good at his job. They've also got some pretty strong talent in the left side of this line already looking. And to be fair, I do think that we're going to come out of this realizing that this Bears team is just, they're not there yet. They're not, I don't think they're going to be as good as folks expect them to be until November, December. They're going to take some time. So part of this is, I think, the Bears not being as good as people were expecting, but man, they've done, and you had Latham lined up. What you talk about offensive creativity, Latham lined up wide to get a big body in space on a screen pass, a fantastic touchdown catch by Chigakonkwo. It's been a really fantastic start for the Titans, and not to pat our own back too much from the pre-show, but people need to listen to the pregame shows because we nailed it on this front as well. I think I was talking about how rhythm and diversity is the key, and those first two drives so stagnant, trying to do predictable things, not spreading the ball around. They start getting the ball into a lot of guys' hands, sending guys in motion, getting creative. Hey, let's do a Traylon Burks jet sweep. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's get Pollard going in the passing game. Hey, let's get Ridley at a couple different levels of the field, and things start to click. They're doing the game plan from pregame. They're executing it close to perfection so far, I think.
Yes, absolutely. It looks really, really good. And I see Corey here on Facebook says all the halftime shows on Fox are talking about what Caleb Williams is not doing, which is why you have to watch us.
That's right.
A to Z Sports here live. If you agree with Corey, hit that like button on Facebook and on YouTube, because we got a massive audience in here. We're going to have a great post-game show as well after this. So we've still got about 5 to 6 minutes here on this halftime show, but hit the like button, please. For us, that goes a long way on Facebook and on YouTube. And if you haven't yet, share the show to get this a bigger audience, because the Titans are up 17-3 at halftime. We spent a little bit of talking about the offense and what's going right after the first 6 plays. But Kick It to the King with a super chat says, defense great as advertised. The defense has been superb. The defense, I mean, not perfect, right? But when you're looking at what the Bears have not been able to do on offense, it's because of what the defense is doing. The Bears, Easton, I'll ask you, I don't know if you know this off the top of your head or if you already looked. How many total yards do you think the Bears have on offense right now?
I have not looked since a couple of minutes into the second half, so I'll guess like 54.
50.
Okay.
50 yards. The Titans have 179 total yards.
Hey, what's that time of possession, by the way? Because they've crushed them there as well.
Time of possession is 19 minutes to 11. So by 4 seconds off on that. But so, yeah, the defense is doing great. The defense has held the Bears 0 for 5 on third down attempts. They had the Bears converted a couple fourth downs, and then it just has led to a field goal there. A third down, there's been a couple drops on both sides there, but the Titans defense is getting after it. Devondre Sweat is making his presence felt. Coburn and Sebastian Joseph Day.
DeAndre Coburn, big fella. How about that? That was awesome.
The 19-yard sack to knock the Bears out of field goal range to potentially take the early lead. All right, but Easton, we got to get to the work here because we just have a few minutes left in our Titans halftime show, and that is presented by X Golf, BetMGM, and T-Dot. Here's our question. This is really all we have time for right here. What is your confidence level in the Titans winning this game in the second half, up 17-3? What's your confidence level in the Titans winning this game? We're going to get to Easton here in the chat in a second. On a 1 through 10 scale, what's your confidence level in the Titans winning this game? I already mentioned it. Hit that like button. We're over 100 likes on Facebook. That's great. Need some more on YouTube too. But like the show here. We'll be live for our post-game show presented by T-Dot. Nobody trashes Tennessee.com, because there's 88 million pieces of litter on the roadways right now in Tennessee. So we could fix that with T-Dot together. So Easton, confidence levels from the chat. What are you seeing? A lot of them are flying in here, so do your best to read through them, as many as you can.
Sure. It's mostly 7, 8s, and 9s. An 8 from Billy, a 9 from Danny, a 10 from Jeffrey, 9 from Richard and DeAndre, 8 from Guy. Listen, you asked me before the game on our pre-show who would win and how confident I was, and I said the Titans will win the game. Now my answer is Titans are going to win this game. I'm pretty confident. I'm going to say I'm at an 8 or a 9 as well. I don't know about you, but it's going to take Caleb Williams turning into a superhero in the second half, which potentially could happen, but it would be a dramatic departure from what we've seen so far. And or listen, the way that I think this game doesn't go the Titans' way at this point is if they get really sloppy. And that's one of the biggest things we've not touched on is how well the offense has looked. But in particular, Will Levis has been really smart with the football. He has not put the ball in harm's way much at all, something we saw him do on a regular basis in last season. He at one point, I think he led the league in turnover worthy play percentage. Not doing that today. That's a product of Brian Callahan's coaching, his offense, the way that it sets him up to not make many dumb decisions. That's something that if that doesn't change, they should be good. But a couple of turnovers could flip this game.
Maven's correct. Easton, it's not 8 or 9. It's one or the other. What is your answer?
I will say 9. I'll say 9.
You can use decimals too. So if you want to go 8.5, you can go 8.5.
Nope. Strong 9 on the dot.
Okay. Strong 9. My answer is I'm at a 7.5.
Okay.
Because I look how big it was to keep the Bears out of the end zone because they do get the ball to start the second half.
True.
So right now it's, can the Titans get that first stop on defense to keep it a 14-point game? I think is a big time deal here to start the third quarter right there. So again, Ben has a super chat, says lots of people in here love A to Z. Tighten up from Ben. Appreciate
Thanks, Ben.
that for sure. We're going to have a hell of a post-game show because it's either going to be a Titans 1-0 start to the season or some type of dramatic end to the second half. I don't know. I'm at a 7.5. Chance is questioning my 7.5, saying the Bears have no life in this game. Go ahead. What'd you have?
What's 17 times 2?
17 times 2 is 34.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to know.
Are you trying to say the Titans could break their 35-game regular season?
No, of course not. I would never say that they're about to do that, but I am going to say that they're on pace to do it.
You're saying
we may
math
be talking about that
math.
in a couple of hours.
Okay. Math is math.
Just throwing it out there.
That's fair. That's fair. So Titans are up 17-3. Will Levis a touchdown pass. Tony Pollard looking good. This defense is looking great. So we will be right here, these same places on Facebook and on YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you like the show for the post-game show. Stay tuned for it. Appreciate our great sponsors, X Golf Nashville and Murfreesboro. PlayXGolf.com, BetMGM.com as well. Use our promo code ATOZ Sports up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet misses. And T-Dot, nobody's trashes Tennessee, especially on game day. Titans kicking off. We'll see you guys at the end of the game. Enjoy the second half.